What is up, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's football preview video. For this one, our action takes us to Germany's Bundesliga for the Klassiker this weekend. So please join me as I talk just a little bit about the match taking place this weekend on Saturday, the 30th of November at Signal Iduna Park. That sees Borussia Dortmund hosting Bayern Munich. We start off here with the home side being Borussia Dortmund. The last five fixtures for Dortmund have ended in 4 wins and 1 loss. Dortmund's last match was a 3-0 win away at Dinamo Zagreb earlier this week in the UEFA Champions League. In these last five fixtures, Dortmund have scored 11 goals and conceded 4 goals. So getting goals, yes, but also maybe conceding a few too many as well. The first player I'd like to talk about for Borussia Dortmund has got to be Guinea centre forward Serhou Guirassy. In 14 appearances, Guirassy has scored 10 goals and provided 4 assists. And in Guirassy, I think Dortmund have a centre forward who is quick, he's decisive, he's direct, and he's got very, very good finishing ability. Next up, I want to talk about Austrian central midfielder Marcel Sabitzer. In 17 appearances, Marcel Sabitzer has been the picture of consistency for me. He's a player who's very patient, he's got tons of energy, and he knows when he needs to use his energy, and he always somehow manages to have extra reserves of it when the situation arises. And finally, I want to talk about Swiss goalkeeper Gregor Kobel. In 15 appearances, Gregor Kobel has conceded 21 goals and kept 6 clean sheets. In him, I think Borussia Dortmund have a very underrated goalkeeper who is very strong, he's very agile, and he's actually a very decent shot stopper. In terms of absentees for Borussia Dortmund here, I think this team is definitely going to be missing Emre Can in midfield, who is suspended with a red card. Karim Adeyemi is also out with a muscle fiber tear, but I think that coach Nuri Sahin is still going to line Borussia Dortmund up in their classic 4-3-3 formation. This allows the team to play counter-attacking football, but focus a lot on the center. You will see the wingers stretching the play, yes, but it will be those midfielders like Sabitzer who sneak in behind enemy lines and get you those chances and those goals. With Guirassy at number 9, Gittens at left wing and Doniel Malen at right wing, Borussia Dortmund have more than enough firepower in that front line. Marcel Sabitzer will be used to inject an element of control in midfield, while Schlotterbeck functions as the defensive leader from that centre-back position. Next up, we look at the away team. Now, the last 5 fixtures for Bayern Munich have ended in 5 wins. Bayern's last match was a 1-0 win against PSG in the UEFA Champions League earlier this week. En route, the Bavarian Giants have scored 9 goals and conceded no goals. So it's been clean sheets galore for Bayern Munich in these last 5 matches. The first player I'd like to talk about for Bayern has got to be English centre forward Harry Kane. In 18 appearances, Harry Kane has scored 20 goals and provided 9 assists. And in Harry Kane, I see a direct centre forward who's very good at getting that end product in the back of the net. But Harry Kane is more than just an out-and-out number 9 for me. He contributes so much to the build-up play for Bayern Munich, and he gets assists along the way as well. Next up, I want to talk about German defensive midfielder Joshua Kimmich. In 18 appearances, Kimmich has no goals, but he does have 4 assists. In Joshua Kimmich, I think Bayern Munich have a midfielder who's very, very strong, but he's very intelligent and very flexible. Joshua Kimmich is able to play in a variety of positions on the field, and I think that's just a testament to how smart and how well this player actually understands the game. Next up, I want to talk about German attacking midfielder Jamal Musiala. In 16 appearances, Jamal Musiala scored 9 goals and provided 4 assists. In Jamal Musiala, I see the future of Bayern Munich, a player who is quick, who's got very good close control, and who's very creative in that number 10 position. Bayern Munich are very fortunate. They're not missing anybody too influential coming into this one. So I think Coach Vincent Kompany is going to line this team up in that 4-2-3-1 formation. This team is a bit of an anomaly. They are able to play both counter-attacking football with those pacey wingers like Kingsley Coman and Serge Gnabry, but they're also able to play possession. Players like Joshua Kimmich and Jamal Musiala can help to just dictate the tempo, slow the game down, or pick up the pace. Bayern Munich are a very flexible team, and I think Joshua Kimmich is the kind of player that just embodies that. Harry Kane will be operating at number 9 as the out and out centre forward, being the player they're expecting to get the goals. Jamal Musiala will be operating in that number 10 playmaking role, just distributing the ball to the wingers or to the centre forward to penetrate the opposition defense. And Joshua Kimmich will be part of that double pivot in midfield, looking to control the game but give this team an added bit of stability down the spine as well. Okay, on to the head to head. Now, the last five versions of the Klassiker have ended in three wins for Bayern Munich, one win for Borussia Dortmund, and then one draw separating the two teams. That statistic definitely does not favor Borussia Dortmund in the slightest. In terms of goal output in those last five games, Bayern Munich have scored 13 goals, while Borussia Dortmund have scored 7 goals. So, yet another statistic that makes it seem pretty grim for fans of Borussia Dortmund. But if we look at the league table, Bayern Munich are first with 29 points, while Dortmund are fifth with 19 points. So 10 points separating them, and once again reinforcing the idea that Borussia Dortmund are definitely the underdogs in this one. I've been very impressed by both of these teams. They've both scored in all of their last five matches, and that shows that even though Dortmund didn't win that one match, they were still able to score. That also tells us that these two teams are able to create chances but also able to put the chances away. And that's always a positive and always something you want to see on a football pitch. I think Bayern have the added benefit of having not conceded in any of those games as well. And I think that just shows how Vincent Company has set this team up to not just be efficient when it comes to going forward, but to be very determined when it comes to defending as well. And Bayern Munich have proven to be very, very good at just shutting the opposition out. Despite being on phenomenal form coming into this match, Harry Kane did not score against PSG midweek, but I don't think Bayern Munich fans are actually expecting him to score every week. They know exactly what kind of player they have with Harry Kane, a player who can just get you so many goals, and he's just waiting to win a trophy, and I think this might be the season for the English superstar. I think Bayern have a lot of work to do in the Champions League. They're not looking too good there. But domestically, this team looks fantastic. They're in the next round of the DFB Pokal, and now they're leading the Bundesliga. If we look at Dortmund, it's the complete opposite situation. Dortmund look very good in the Champions League, but they're out of the DFB Pokal already, and they're fifth in the Bundesliga. So 10 points separating them from Bayern, yes, it is a difference that can be made up, but I don't think a team like Borussia Dortmund is capable of making up that difference, at least not right now. Dortmund have been very, very good at home, though. They're unbeaten at Signal Iduna Park, and it's turned the stadium into a bit of a fortress right now. But I think Bayern Munich are the kind of team that will be looking to still go out there and attack as much as possible. Both of these teams are going to be looking to bring their best for this one. It could be argued that Bayern did not play their best against PSG. They definitely did not perform at their best. So it remains to be seen if Vincent Company perhaps instructed his players to keep a little bit in the reserve tank in preparation for this one. But I think Borussia Dortmund went out and played against Dinamo Zagreb and treated it as a bit of a warm-up match for this one. That's why they played so well, they looked so efficient, and I think they'll be looking to use that kind of mentality coming into this match as well. Both of these teams have very big games coming up as well. For Dortmund, they have to deal with Borussia Mönchengladbach next week, and then Barcelona in the Champions League thereafter. For Bayern Munich, the danger is much, much closer. They have to deal with Bayer Leverkusen in the DFB Pokal next week. I think Vincent Company will be instructing his players to just keep their feet on the ground, not get carried away, look to translate good practice sessions into good performances, and then translate good performances into winning trophies. I think Bayern Munich are a team that is capable of winning a European treble. I think they're looking very strong domestically in the league. They probably are going to try and get something over Leverkusen in the Pokal next week, and I would not be surprised if they do. And I also think that this is a team who is fully capable of turning around what looks like bad luck in the Champions League and turning it into a success story instead. I do think that despite the fact that Signal Iduna Park is a scary place for anybody to visit right now, I do think the yellow and black wall is going to come tumbling down when Bayern Munich come to visit. I think Bayern collectively and individually have so much talent, so much class. Borussia Dortmund are used to being the underdog in this fixture. But I think in recent years, this team has turned that into a badge of honor and they've used it as added motivation when they have to deal with Bayern Munich. But I think for Bayern Munich right now, I think it's very difficult to answer a team like this with the amount of pedigree, the amount of quality, and just the team mentality that Vincent Kompany has managed to instill in these players. We're seeing players like Thomas Müller once again performing at their best, and it's very, very positive for Bayern Munich right now. My scoreline prediction for this one is going to be Borussia Dortmund 1, Bayern Munich 3. I think Dortmund are capable of scoring, despite the fact that Bayern come into this one with such a solid defense. I think giving Dortmund a goal is already telling you exactly how much I respect this team. But I'm going to be honest here and say I don't think one or two goals is enough against Bayern Munich. When I look at this team, they're fluid in terms of how they attack and go forward. They're solid and stable in terms of how they defend. And when I look at Dortmund, I see a team that can attack very well, but can sometimes be left at sixes and sevens when it comes to defending. And a team like Bayern Munich will take advantage of those moments when Borussia Dortmund just suffer from a lapse of concentration. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.